Hey folks, welcome back to another Pokemon Master video. So last night they dropped the new trailer for the new Master Sync pair, Ash and Pikachu, right? So we went over the trailer briefly, but I do want to talk a bit about this like buddy move mechanic, right? Because I think this could be relatively interesting in terms of how it works. So if we go to the trailer, right? So basically what it shows here is in terms of, what it says, new feature, buddy moves, and then Pikachu has one called Be Thunderbolt. And if you look at the move icon, it kind of looks like it's an MP based move, right? Rather than a move gauge based move. It's an MP based move. 1 out of 1 MP, you can only use it once. Unless there's some sort of way to refresh it, which I kind of doubt, right? It just doesn't seem like a normal MP based move, right? And then basically what it says is you use it and then it becomes a very powerful move. Also, if you do slow this down a bit, I don't know if there's like an animation afterwards and they just cut it out, or am I reading like a bit too much into this? But anyways, regardless, they didn't really show us what the move actually did, right? But it did say that you can unlock the buddy moves by meeting special conditions, and you can use them to deal lots of damage. So that's what they showed over here. But on the Japanese trailer, they actually had like a slight difference here. Not too much of a difference, but in the Japanese trailer, they actually showed like a half a millisecond more, which does actually, you see this? So before it is locked, and not only is it locked with chains, there is also it's fuel economy, not hit the gas. But there's also like a counter on it, right? There's a counter of a 1 on there, so we can't assume too much. But from the sync move countdown, it's you start from 9, it's at like 7 now, right? So that's assuming you've 2 turns already passed. So people are wondering, well, how does this activate? What are the conditions? Some people speculate that, well, maybe it's like a turn-based thing, kind of like sync move, which, in my personal opinion, would be kind of lame, because it's just like another sync move. Like, there's not too much difference, right? But on the other hand, it would be a very simple, the solution over there, right? Just based on turns, very, very easy, simple. You could use it relatively fast, right? But there's also a lot of other options people have came up with. I feel like one that's been mentioned a decent amount is like, what if this counter of 1? What if this counter, instead of like, turns, is, for example, the amount of opponents that you've had to defeat or something, right? Maybe that turn they just took out one. And if you look at the background, coincidentally, right, there's only 2 opponents on the other side. One of the sides has already been taken out. So does that counter of 1 mean you have to take out 1 opponent and then you get to use it? Maybe it's that as well. But, who knows, really, right? I mean, look, it's a counter. It could be a counter for many things, right? How many certain moves you have to hit, how many times you land super effective moves against the opponent. Again, it could be a various amount of different things. How many times you get hit by an attack, how many times you heal a teammate. But the interesting thing to see is whether they're all going to be universal as like one. It'd be because I'm pretty damn sure Ash is not going to be the last sync pair to have this buddy move feature, right? There's going to be more units in the future that's going to have this that have buddy moves, right? It's just going to be, well, are they all going to be the same conditions, or are they going to be different? Are different units going to have different conditions? And we'll see what it is, right? So yeah, for people wondering, this is just buddy Thunderbolt. But yeah, the second thing about these buddy moves is people are wondering, well, how do you get these? Because there was one slightly interesting thing. When you actually look at the Trainer Lodge stuff later, right? Does the Trainer Lodge have any connection to buddy moves? Like, people running, well, does, for example, you see these icons popping up, like outside of just being a like visual novel sort of thing feature, does this also have any ties to make the unit stronger? Right? Does it any way to strengthen any sync pairs that you interact with? If you interact with them enough, does it make them stronger, more stats, more whatever? Is this the way that, you know, people use to like maybe unlock buddy moves on like older units? I don't know, maybe because there are these, like, you know, things that keep on popping up when you get, like, I'm assuming correct or good choices. It could be for nothing, but like, what is this exactly adding up to? It has to like add up to something, right? With these plus marks, maybe again it doesn't really add up to much, but it really just begs the question in terms of, well, damn, what does this train lodge thing build up to, right? In terms of characters, do they do anything in that sense? Is it tied to the buddy moves? I'm probably not sure. I mean, if we look at the roster right now, what N, Cynthia, Sycamore, Silver, Blue, Rosa, May, Lily, and Marnie, right? I mean, if we're just talking about their base forms, yeah, I mean, some of these would definitely would like a big boost, giving them like a new move or whatever. But like, that's the other thing. Speaking of, right, in terms of the buddy moves, is this really that good of an idea though? I mean, well, obviously we'll have to see the entire kit, and I don't think Ash is gonna be bad. I don't think he's gonna be a bad unit. I think he's definitely gonna be good, right? I mean, again, I don't feel like they've ever like released like a bad anniversary unit yet. Like the weakest anniversary unit is what? SS Leaf, SS Blue, right, at the moment, which fair, they came out a long time ago, right? But outside of that, I don't think he's going to be a bad unit. But if you look at like the move sets, because Pokemon, they only have like 4, right? Sync pairs only have 4 moves generally, you know, minus, I guess, units with max moves, or if they, you know, get new moves, if they change forms like the Oxus or you know, Mega or like Mew or whatever, right? But damn, so basically you have 2 trainer moves here with Pikachu, and then a Thunder, and then you have like one move where like after you use it, what happens? Because it only has 1 use, right? So unless there's some way of refreshing the MP for that, which again I do highly doubt, but what is it? After you use it, it's just like gone. You only have 3 moves for the rest of the battle. Again, if it's very, very powerful, then that's would be justified. Which, having only 3 usable moves is not something new. There are plenty of units that have like moves that are straight up like for Cynthia, right? Like, who unironically uses Slash? or Stomping Tantrum, right? There's a lot of examples of units having like 1 useless move. There's a lot of very powerful units that have useless, like SS Luzamine, very, very powerful unit. Is Mirror Shot? It's Mirror Shot. How many times do people unironically use Mirror Shot, right? You could do it for some fun, you know, joke run with like Steel Zone Mirror Shot, but like, other than that, even if you're saying, oh, well, I'm trying to debuff the abundance actually for my hide and sync nuke. No, that's not how you do it. You bring in a second unit. You're just wasting a tons of damage potential if you're using Mirror Shot with a Luzamine, even if you're trying to set up her sync nuke. Like, the sync nuke's not worth losing all that damage that you lose from not using Prismatic Laser, right? So, or, yeah, so I'm just wondering, after this, are you just stuck with 3 moves? Or if there's like some way, because he does have 2 trainer moves, which like named like trainer moves, right? One's called not gonna lose, and then going all out, which doesn't happen too often. Maybe one of those trainer moves allows Pikachu to get like a full new move set. Like, you know, maybe it's something like, oh, you know, this trainer move does this, but also if your sync pair has already used its a buddy move, then you get additional this. Maybe those additional things, right? Give you a new set of moves or whatever, or something like that, right? I mean, these conditional trainer moves are not, not rare. It happens a lot, right? Like, for example, for Shiny Ho-Oh, right? The condition, if you use it in Sun, you get extra crit buffs. Like, so maybe there's like a condition for one of these trainer moves where, if you've already used your buddy move, you get a new set of moves or some other stuff. But anyways, interesting stuff coming. We'll have to see how this works. Is this just going to be like exclusively, for new units sort of thing going forward, or are old units going to get it? I feel like it's going to be hard for old units to get this one. And it's not for, because they hate old units or whatever, right? It might just not be a good thing for old units because, again, as you could see, if you add it to an old unit, you'd have to replace a move, right? And what if they replace a really good move? What if they, you want a buddy move on Maxi? Okay. Now Solar Beam is gone, right? So, might not be a good thing to add buddy moves to old sync pairs, right? Do keep that in mind. So we'll see how they do it. Also, it might not be legal for them to do that to old units, because that would be like I don't know, maybe that's like a false advertising sort of thing, because when they sold the units initially, you would completely change like a very, very core part of their kit, right? So we'll see. But unless it just makes them like incredibly powerful, which maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. We'll have to see the details. I really wish they told us what the B Thunderbolt did. So, anyways, whatever. But I am glad, because obviously Thunderbolt is Pikachu's, or at least Ash's Pikachu's. It's the most iconic move, and if it was just a regular Thunderbolt, it would probably suck unless you had like hit the gas 15 or crit strike 29 or whatever, right? It's generally not a very powerful move. But they've now introduced buddy moves, and they've made it Thunderbolt, and I'm assuming in this case it has nothing to do with the regular Thunderbolt, and it's actually going to be good. So we're going to get a good Thunderbolt Ash Pikachu, which is very, very nice, and I like it now. Anyways, that's for this one. I guess hope you all enjoyed, guys. Think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the videos, subscribe to my channel for some more Pokemon content. I'll see you guys in the next one then.